We are the world. We are the people. And we are the one that will protect the people in this world. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Philippines. I have a message for you. On behalf of our president, the famous Rodrigo Drua Duterte, the most controversial president of the world. On behalf of the president of the people of the Philippines, I give you greetings tonight. And this greetings is from the heart of the Filipino people. Allow me to give recognition. And this recognition is something that everybody will remember. This recognition is important for us that this 19th Super Show is the most important part in the life of Filipinos and also in the Filipino martial arts. Because we were able to be recognized by the martial arts industry. We didn't know that this will be recognition sometimes in the future. Because when I was struggling to make the Filipino recognize that there is a culture with discipline, nobody was really very much interested to put us in any of this. But in our philosophy as Filipino martial artists, we believe in the Kali doctrine of discipline. This Kali discipline is to believe in life, not to believe in death. To believe in success, not to believe in failure. To believe in good health, not to believe in sickness. And this philosophy, my friend, is the life support system of every Filipino during the Spanish Revolution for 333 years. This is also the support system of the Filipino people who fought against the Americans from 1907, 1920, and we won the war because the Americans gave us Commonwealth. This is also the support system of our struggle against the Japanese 1941, 1945. The history, my friends, cannot be questioned because the only country in the world which has 7,100 islands was able to stand against the big nations, Spain, America, and Japan. And up to today, it is always Philippines. On behalf of the President and our famous boxer, Manny Pacquiao, good evening. Good evening to everyone. May gabi. And this evening, I would like only to request those who have joined the seminar for 3 days to please stand up and we will recognize them because it is important that the work they have done for 3 days is good for 3 years. Please, those who have joined the seminar these 3 days, please stand up, please. Let's give them a big, big hand. From the bottom of our heart, and for the recognition of our President of the Philippines, we wish to thank the management of the Super Show and the Century because they were very enthusiastic to put us into this award. I know that when I go back to the President, I will bring this to the President's place and in his office, and I say, Mr. President, we are thankful for the Americans for giving us this opportunity to be recognized because it is you who lead this country to free against terrorism. There is one thing in the Filipino culture, my friend, that if you have been associating with the Filipinos are specially recognized by their respect, by their concern and care, and also their hospitality. There are lots of foreigners goes to the Philippines just to seek for a wife because they say that they need a babysitter when they become old. And it's happened that this is true because there are lots of foreigners there at 80 years old, at 95 years old, they have a young wife and they were cared by these Filipino women. We are famous for our character, my friends, because this character is only our asset to be known to all over the world because we care as part of our doctrine of discipline. We devote our time to our loved ones because we love the young and we care for the old. Old people are always loved by the young people. But before I go into that, I would like to tell you the past. I'll give you a little background about myself. I was with my grandfather and grandmother during the war. We were only 3 in the family because my mother was, my mother died in Bicol, and my twin sister died also there, and they were buried over there in 1938. And on that time, the war came to the Philippines in 1941, and I was just growing kid. And I have nobody to play with. I have no other else except my grandfather. So when I was 6 years old, he said, son, I want you to be like me. I want you to inherit my property and protect the family. What I want you to do is do not teach anybody. Because when you teach somebody, they may turn traitor to you. And you will lose the ability that I give you and the power that I give you. I follow that. And because of that, I was able to struggle myself because we were very poor. That after the war, there was nothing. And when I go to school, I have to hike 4 kilometers. And then I continue until I have reached the grade 6, and I graduated in the grade 6. Then I went to high school. And in the high school, I have no money. My notebook is only one from first year to fourth year. And when I was graduated, the teacher said, "Where are your books?" I said, "No books, I do not I cannot afford books." But he said, "You have to take the test in physics because that is your last subject." Because when I was in the high school, I was a basketball player and I get scholarship. Since I don't have the book, I ran to the valedictorian. I said, "Please, may I read that book?" He said, "This is test time. When do you have to read the book?" I said, "I would just like to find out." So I cram into that book just to see to it that I want to understand because that was my last chance in the high school. So for 10 minutes, I tried to absorb everything I read. And it happened that the test was in that book. So when I took the test, I answered very fast. We answered very fast. I don't even know that if the answer is correct. But after this examination, the teacher checked all the tests, and I was the highest. And the teacher says, how did it happen that you know this test? You were not present most of the time. You are an absentee because you are always playing basketball. I said, "Mom, that is my philosophy. I don't want to be defeated." Because my grandfather said, "No matter what you do it. Don't be discouraged because your willpower is my power. I am with you all the way to your life." So my friends, when I started to teach this in New York, I don't have any students. Nobody knows me. But one day I went to the police department in New York City. because there was a problem of liability problems of the police department, and there was always mugging every day. So I went to the police commissioner. I said, "Sir, I would like to help you to solve the problem of defensive tactics program, and it may help." So I did make demonstrations, and he called up 25% commanders, and I made demonstrations, and I said, "You know, this is how you catch the what do you call that? The thief or the guys that is making trouble." He said, "You know, first you break the leg, you have to break the collarbone, and then you lock him up and throw him in the garbage." After that, he said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "That is martial arts." He says, "That is very expensive here in New York." "Expensive? Why?" "I'm not going to pay that." No, he said, it's not, because the law here is very strict. So I said, "Okay, maybe next time." So I didn't stop. I continued until the time I moved to Texas. I went to Big Spring, and then I have several students that I have the opportunity to teach, and we were able to put up a seminar there and Big Spring with a huge seminar joined by Guru Dan, and I have no less than 40 students supported by the Texas Oil Association. During the time it was George Bush Jr. as president. I brought the ambassador of the Philippines to Texas, including the military attaché, and they gave my guest 2 brand new Rolls Royce for his service for 1 week. Never happened in the history. So, my friends, there is already a sign that I have to stop. How I wish I could tell you more. But come to where the flavor is. Come to the Philippines. 2020, we will have the best conference. You are all welcome. See you there. Thank you.